Hi there, I'm David Arundel, otherwise known as the Extraordinary Tourist, or TET for short, and this is my very first painting vlog in quite some time, possibly even more than a decade since I last did one of these. The intention of this particular vlog actually was to get us started on my next painting, which you can see behind me here. I've got a canvas up here, but here we go. Just getting into this. Hopefully we can see this. This is some sketches that I did for it. This is, hopefully you can see that. This is the sketch that I'm going to be putting onto the canvas. And you can see in here, I did quite a few sketches. You can see these as well. These are some of the sketches leading up to it. Hopefully you can see that. This one took a while to get my composition and decision of what I wanted. I knew I wanted two cats and I wanted to suggest some kind of relationship between the two cats. Initially I was thinking mother cat and kitten, but as I went on I was thinking maybe possibly suggesting some kind of friendship or romantic link between the cats, depending on how you look at it. So hopefully you can see that. Today I'm going to get started with transferring that design onto my canvas up here. I'm going to film that for you, and hopefully I'll get through doing the underpainting as well. And you can sort of see pretty much my process in how I create my art. Okay, so the way I work is I don't pre-draw anything onto the canvas. I just get straight into it with my red paint. I look at the sketch and start drawing. I have a very specific technique, which is basically working with 5 colours to create all my paintings, and by doing this it allows me to keep a very lean sort of studio. You can pretty much see here, this is my whole setup with paints and stuff. I've got a few brushes, I've got a palette, and I've got my 5 colours which are down here. You'll probably, anyone with even a tiny bit of art knowledge will know that I'm using 5 colours, 3 primaries and black and white to mix all the colours that I use in my painting. This time around with my cat paintings, I'm going to try and be a little bit more intentional. This is my second painting that I've done. If I take this one down and we look behind it, this is the first one I did, like my first cat painting in more than a decade. And this was just a demonstration one, just to see if my paints were still any good. And it's a pretty sort of standard version of what I used to paint, a cat sort of chasing a butterfly in some way or another. I'm not going to do as much of that. It'll still be sort of cats chasing things, but I want to get more story into the images, which is what this one is. We put this back up here. This one here is actually called Cat Amongst the Pigeons, and it's available as prints in my Redbubble store if you happen to like it and would like to sort of explore getting a print. But you can see it, compared to the one behind it, it's got a bit more of a story to it. You sort of think more about the cats and cat there and what the pigeons are doing and what each one's thinking, and I want to try and be sort of that kind of intentional and build potential stories into the artworks that I make, and possibly even creating series with the same cats as well. To sort of give you an update on this channel. My last video was a skateboarding video in which I had intended to do a series, but I've pretty much stopped with that now. I won't go into too much detail why. I just had second thoughts about pursuing a skateboarding series based on how much people watched the previous series, and the previous series I was more doing for myself, and I didn't think the new series was really value adding to my skating in the way the first series had. Long story short, I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm pivoting this channel back to painting, which is what it was originally when I first started. If you go back as far back as 2006 in this channel, because that's when I first started it, you'll see there are a lot of painting videos, and specifically paintings of cats and some dogs as well, but mostly stylized cats, similar to this one that you can see here. And that's what I'm getting back into. I'm trying to do more painting after a lot of time away, and my cats seemed to be quite popular with people, and I enjoy painting them. And I have to apologise for the lighting in here. I haven't got everything set up yet, but I'm really struggling with actually doing vlogs and just sitting down and actually doing them. So I didn't want to wait until I had the perfect setup, otherwise I'd just never get started. I just thought I'd just get started and we'll just work on the lighting and the presentation and how I'm speaking to camera and all that as we go along. Alright, this is take 2 of my outro because the battery on my little lav mic here died and I wasn't aware of it, so we didn't have any audio first time, but these things happen. Let's just wrap this up. That's the first part of my painting done, the underpainting. In the next video we'll get on to refining that and getting in the colours on top, and I'll sort of probably go through a little bit how I do that. Hopefully you found this video interesting and you've got something from it, even if it's just a little bit of behind the scenes from me. As I said, this is very rough around the edges. Obviously the battery cutting out on my microphone, and now we're using the camera audio. So a few hiccups here and there, but better to get this filmed than not to do it at all because I'm waiting for the perfect setup. I'm actually very apprehensive about doing videos again because filming videos means I've got to edit videos, and editing videos is the thing I hate most of all. If I could afford to hire an editor, I probably would, but because I can't, I've got to edit it all myself, and that's really what stops me from filming these videos. Not being on camera, I don't mind being on camera, even though I get a bit of blowback on this voice of mine. People say it's very monotone. I have tried to work on that. I'm trying to be more expressive to the point of doing vocal courses and stuff to try and get me better at that, but it's a slow process. Hopefully you've noticed a bit of an improvement today, but I won't keep going on about that. I'll wrap it up here. If you're interested in my artwork, in seeing my new paintings or my older paintings from sort of a decade back, you can browse those in my Redbubble store, and I'll put a link in the description and probably on screen for that as well, so that you can sort of take a look. And if you really want to go back into the past and look at some really low res blurry video, all of my original cat painting videos, speed paints and that are still on this channel. I think they're even in a playlist, so feel free to go check those out too if you want to. I'll leave it there for now. I'm not sure when the next video will be. I try to get these paintings completed within a week or two of when they're started, so hopefully you'll get another video inside of a week or two. Until next time, bye for now.